He is here alone today, in effect. Not with him is Dick Sadler, his former trainer-manager. Not with him is Archie Moore, who's always been at ringside with him. Not with him is Sandy Sadler. The only one with him, as his corner man, is a gentleman by the name of John Gray. Look at Ali going through his act, looking up, and George right over us again, talking back down to Muhammad Ali. John Gray in George's corner was a very famous cut man for 13 years with Hammer and Henry Armstrong. He's a veteran boxing guy and knows his business in the corner, but you have to wonder why George is trying to do it all alone. And what has he got to gain, really? If he knocks these 5 guys out, they'll say, well, he should have. They're all stiffs. But if he fails to knock any one of them out, they'll say he's not the fighter he was. It's impossible to believe that 6 months' time, 1 defeat, and at age 25, George Foreman is no longer an exceptional fighter. That's the interest that attaches to this bizarre occasion here at Maple Leaf Gardens this afternoon. Jerry Hipp, the ring announcer, introducing George Foreman right now. He'll be in red trunks. His first opponent will be Alonzo Johnson. Alonzo Johnson, who's at 208 pounds. In the very opening of this show at the Tees, Foreman indicated on your picture that he would do away with Johnson in the second round. And he probably should. Johnson is 40 years old, professionally, 42 fights, a 23-19 record. But for a long number of years, he did not fight competitively in the professional ranks. He was instead, believe it or not, Muhammad Ali's sparring partner, has been up at Deer Lake. Still, in the midst of all of his tomfoolery, Ali made perhaps one very pertinent point, to wit, that 5 guys can add up on you, and that he could, Foreman, tire and have a tough time of it. All 5 opponents are in the ring now. Gloves are getting laced on each of them. And so the stage is being set right now for the first of the 5 bouts this afternoon in Maple Leaf Gardens. George Foreman against Alonzo Johnson. Back in a moment. Back live at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Canada, awaiting the start of Foreman's first bout this afternoon against Alonzo Johnson. The order of the opponents for Foreman today was picked by draw out of a basket yesterday and picked by notable sports writers all over the United States. Examples, Dave Anderson, the columnist for the New York Times, as you saw George just then, already showing anger and waiting to get at one of his opponents. Dave Anderson having been one in that drawing, and Bill Verrigan of the New York Daily News another. Foreman walking along the ropes, talking to some of the people in the crowd. Muhammad, in the order of opponents today, Boone Kirkman will be the last. He's the fighter with the best record, 32 victories, 5 defeats.
That shows George is really trying to do the best, and he's not jiving. He's got the best man last.
Well, he had nothing to do with it.
Well, then he's in trouble then, because I think if he had his chance, he'd pick the best man first while he was fresh. If I was coaching these fellas, I'd tell the first 3 to lay on the ropes like I did, just block punches and get him tired, and the last 2 should open up on him.
Well, you're going to have a chance to talk to the fighters later as they go back to the dressing room. Those awaiting their turn at least, and you can give them your advice then. Quickly, would you have them use your newly developed rope tactics?
My new tactics. Lay on the ropes and just let the man get tired. If the man hurts you, get back off the ropes. But I don't advise no fighter to lay on the ropes if he gets hit in the stomach or the kidneys or on the head or if he's getting hurt. As long as I can not be hurt and defend myself and tire the other guy out, I'll lay on the ropes. But I don't advise no fella listening to this fight to...
So there's going to be countdowns, knockdowns, fouls.
All right. right. We're about ready for the first fight against Alonzo Johnson. Jerry Hiff is the ring announcer. The referee in this bout will be a veteran Canadian referee, one of the best in the nation, Harry Davis. He'll referee the first 3 bouts, then another veteran referee, Sammy Lovespring, will be refereeing the last 2 bouts. The introduction again of George Foreman. Alonzo Johnson has been introduced. 3 knockdowns in a round will not automatically terminate the fight. It'll be a matter of the referee's discretion. There will be the mandatory 8 count. The fighters are wearing the usual, the regulatory 10-ounce gloves. Once again, you're looking at the baleful stare of George Foreman. What do you think of the baleful stare? He got that from Sonny Liston.
He's trying to scare his opponents. That don't work.
The bell for round 1. Quickly to ring center. Alonzo Johnson has fought with you so often. What do you look from the door?
Alonzo's a good fighter. He could be knocked out if he really hit him. I think George could knock him out if he tagged him. But he's a good boxer. He's kind of hard to hit. He's scientific. He was a top ring pro at one time. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's mature and he's developed. And if George gets him, George is going to have to really work. He's just going to get him easy.
This is first round action. George
is doing a lot of dancing, which is not his style. He's moving. I think he's trying to impress me that he can move, but I don't dance that much now. I lay on the rope, so he's dancing for nothing if you think he's going to dance with me. Because I'll do the same thing, lay on the rope and tire him out. Be surprised now. Alonzo Johnson is much better than he looks.
George said he was going to go right at each of them.
Well, I think there's a lot of publicity. It's not as easy as it looks. He might say he can knock his man out, but he's clowning and joking, but it's not as easy. When the man is weighing 230-something pounds, he's not in the top condition.
232 is far more than he has ever weighed for a bout.
He's supposed to knock this man out 1 round, wasn't it?
No, he put up his fingers and said he'd knock him out in the 2nd round, Muhammad.
Well, we'll see. I think it's harder than you think it is, and we'll see. He's got a name, he's got a reputation. This has been highly publicized, but I think he's got a little too much on his hands tonight. You see him popping and tapping. He's not really going after this man because it takes a lot out of him. He's got 15 rounds to go if he goes the distance with all of them. So you got to make a show out of it. You can't really go out there and do your best. See, he's doing things now that he didn't do in a real fight. He must think it's Easter bunny. Tell all the people in Orlando, do not fear because I have a private jet to get me out tonight. I'll be in Orlando, Florida tonight.
They know you're going to be there. Foreman got in a quick left and a right there. The 2 half-decent blows he's thrown this round. So far there's been no action. Really.
The people here at ABC wanted me to come help you with this tonight, and also told you I had some announcements to make. I can't be at Leeds, the catalog leader store tonight. I'll be there the 29th of this month. That's Leeds, the catalog leader. Be there signing autographs at 4 p.m.
Okay. All right, that's the end of the announcements, gentlemen. Let's get back to this action.
The action is George is just jumping around and looking for a good shot, but this man is much better than he thought. This is the first time he's been in there with Alonzo.
We approach the end of round 1. No action.